Hello everyone and welcome to my review of the part 2 of Act 3 Chapter 2 in the story of the Siege of Final Fantasy Upper Omnia. Here we see Terra and Mog and the rest of the crew getting reunited. We have here a so soft feeling. Terra hugging Mog. I actually had a Photoshop of it on my face in Instagram. So yeah. So it's a warm reunion. Nothing much to say. They just gonna get over to what Locke did finding the treasure. They found out that Baltier has commissioned them, the MFL people, along by Edgar. And then they found that Ash commissioned Shadow, and the that's the story recap of part 1 in this one scene right here. And then we get here a conversation between Terra and Mog. Mog is just relaying who he met, this mysterious old man, which we found out earlier it was Arden, and it was Arden who told him to be here to see that strange mysterious light, which could be the treasure that Locke has been looking for, which could be the memories of the FF6 crew. The next scene we see Locke meeting up with Van. So the main gripe here in this storyline, the main summary is that Van insists on traveling with Locke for the treasure, even though Locke insists it's a solo mission, he has to do it alone. But Van was so persistent. I think, in my opinion, it kinda ruined what Van was in the chapter Across the Skies, because there Van became a mature person, he became a leader, and him persisting, not really listening to Locke here, to let Locke be alone for this mission, is kinda defiant to what Van became in the Across the Skies chapter, the one with Gabrant being recruitable. So that was weird, but some people might think that it's just Van being a good friend to Locke. But if you're a good friend to Locke, I don't know. Maybe it's in my head that Van here is kind of annoying, that he insists to help Locke, even though Locke says he's fine to go at it alone. In the end, Van was persistent enough, and he tagged along with Locke to find the treasure that he've been looking for at part 1. Going on to the next scene, Haunted by Treasure. We see here Mog and Celeste having a decent conversation, and Celeste is asking what Locke was referring to, and then why he thinks he left his friends behind. Also, see here Mog. We see here Mog is referring again to Arden as an old dude. I don't see Arden as an old dude. Uh, yeah, technically he's old, but his physical appearance isn't that old, right? He looks young for some Mughal to call him old. But then again, but here we knew that the memories might be the treasure. Their memories might be the treasure that they've been longing for. It's kind of like the brilliance being condensed in a single treasure. Okay, the next scene here, we found the best guy on the global DFFOO page, Cyan. And then we found out they reconvene with Edgar, who is the boss of the Baltier, who was Baltier working for. And then it's just more plot exposition. Next next episode here, we got a meetup between Arden and the Cloud of Darkness, Cloud of Darkness noticed that Arden is helping the Warriors of Light. Arden, noting that if they may help the Warriors of Light, he may be a Warrior of Light, and goes against the Cloud of Darkness. It's such that it's gonna be here. It's just gonna be a Ardens Redemption Arc that he kind of wants to see the light again, being in the darkness for a long time. Remember, Arden is immortal. He has been consumed by the darkness, or the Star Scourge, or whatever it was called in Final Fantasy 15, and he thinks that here in this world he can be at least a light warrior once again after many centuries of living. So here we get to see the tension between the Cloud of Darkness and Odin, and Cloud of Darkness sees this as nonsense because they were supposed to be allies under Spiritus. So yeah, this is more of an Ardens Redemption arc. If anything is there's more to say. Next part here is just more plot exposition, or rather plot summary. Penelo's just worried about Von here. Then they were just explaining what really happened. It's more of a them being standing in a circle talking about that. It's a fluff scene. It's just a fluff, okay? Here in the next scene, the peculiar trio. Who could that be? We see Von and Loch here, the dynamic duo. So it seems that Loch is in a rush, and then in the middle of all things, they've met Arden of all people, and Arden led them to the treasure. But before that, we get to see Von here showing off his compass, and then it's gonna be Hobo Jesus himself, Arden. Greetings. This is the peculiar trio. It's not as good as Loch's other trio with Noctis and Null, but it's a start. We get some warping guy and a damage dealer, right? I guess. Of course, there is tension between Arden and Loch. Arden tried to kill them before the finale of Act 2. So why would they trust her? But Van here, seeing reason in Arden for helping them, kind of say, yeah, let's hear him out. Let's hear him out, shall we? I swear, Van's character changes every scene. He's from an annoying brat to a mature guy in scenes that he is being shown on. Okay, so there was hinted that it may be something that Kepka took from them, which could be the brilliance. And this has been gathered into crystals, and then Arden will help them reclaim these memories. So it's kind of awesome. It's like I said, it's the one of the stories here is the Ardens Redemption Arc. And now in this one scene, Celeste, I finally found it. Yes, Locke, you finally found it. The treasure that everyone's been looking for. The brilliance of the FF6 memories. We've seen here Syeds, Terra, Celis. They're getting back their brilliance or something. And now Cyan, being the Shakespeare he is, being hazy, is now clear. They're realizing their memories returned. They're not realizing Arden is there, but they will realize soon when I played out this scene. So, I think this is the scene where Arden also left the party. We got to hear a touching moment from Celeste and Locke. Say he found something precious for him now. Aww, how cute. So that could be like this. Uh, in FF6, Locke kinda likes Celeste, but he also kinda doesn't want to move on from his dead girlfriend. So that's a thing. I guess Locke wants to necrophilia on the girl. I don't know. So there. Arden saying, "It's a happy ending. I'm gonna leave now because you may try to kill me." Which is awesome. I don't know. Here, Vaughn, we can see Vaughn defending Arden. Yeah. So good stuff here in this scene. Good stuff. Here we're just seeing another quarrel between or mature discussion by Loch and Celeste. Why Loch Lever, why really stated in the Crystal Chronicle, Celeste is just being a Madonna, and Locke is just, yeah, I'm gonna leave you for a while, but I'm gonna come back to you. But Celeste was too clingy. She's being a prima donna. That was summed up by Mino, and I think that was a good point. They need no fight. Locke, if Locke says he'll come back, he'll come back. You just put a little trust, okay? So here we see some reconciliation because they got the treasure back, they got the memories back, and it's all fun and games now. Well, until the cloud of darkness comes, and the cloud of darkness comes. We see here Tara and Van having a compass. I don't know what the trend is, but I think the main protagonist got the compass. But why does Celeste has a compass? Does this mean Celeste will be getting a burst? Maybe. Maybe. Celeste burst. What would you think of it? Well, they're the Cloud of Darkness here. She will try to attack them, but they will be saved, of course, by Arden. Because Arden has something similar distaste, hatred, or whatever you call that against the Cloud of Darkness. Then after this will be a battle scene to be played out in the battle. There will be dialogue here. And here we see actually Arden's team played during this sequence because when he saved them. I guess he warp strike and then blocked the attack. That was such a good sight to see by Arden. That was nice. Good scene over here. Now here is the part where we defeated the Cloud of Darkness. Then Cloud of Darkness do her monologue. Light is overflowing. We need to balance it out with darkness. Blah blah blah. And then here we see Arden. This is where I'll leave you to. But here Vaughn says, "Why don't you just come with us? You keep coming back in and out." Well, Arden, being the smart guy, he says, you have my division coordinates. You can just call me while I'm in the dark portal zone, the torsion, and maybe if I tag along with you and see Noctis, they're gonna just probably beat me up. So it's safe to assume it's just Arden just gonna be going away. But here, Mog being thankful to Arden. So here, at least Arden has friends now. He's friends with the FF6 crew. That was a nice touch. And he disappears again like Batman. And Setsu arrives. The airship is here, the Falcon, or what he says, the Transient Falcon, which was created by the memory successor and the rest of the memories, the wheels of the Final Fantasy VI crew. So we gotta hear an awesome scene. They didn't have CGI for this, so they played out like the Falcon being ascended in Daryl's tomb on the map. So once we're gonna let it play out because it's a groundbreaking scene. No pun intended. So let's just play it out, shall we? Okay, next part. Searching for friends. The Final Fantasy VI travel team in the world of ruin. So we got the searching for friends. They're gonna be looking for them using the airship that they've created out of their fragmented memories. And that's like the summary of this scene. It's like, you're so good, you're so good. You make me feel special. Warm up moment, and then yeah, this is just going to be recycling the plot from the last world, I think, and they're gonna be searching back their old party mates. Now we're back on the moon, and then Onionite says there might be someone looking for us using their compass, so they will just rely on it. And let's just wait here. Let's just wait here till the Falcon pick us up here on the moon. I don't know if they'll come back to the moon though. Here's some extra scene right after beating the Lovenia. That's why they're back in the tomb. So we got the FFL party here explaining why he chose the company to force his way with on Loch against regrouping with the rest. He says he doesn't know. Van says he doesn't know they were there, and then everyone is now expositioning how they met up with the rest, and then they ask about the airship if Van could pilot it. He says, it takes. I think I can do it. It takes it it gets it takes time to get used to, but I guess Setzer will handle it. Hey, at least we got this compass. So it's just a reunion of the FF12 crew after being split up here in this new world. So tell us, in what is could be our final scene, tell us what you think about the story about Act 3, Chapter 2, Part 2. I think it closes all the arcs well. I think this chapter is a good chapter. It was kind of hazy, like the memories in Part 1, but it all been resolved properly in Part 2. I just wish it hadn't had more flop scenes that we had need to talk about. I think the next chapter will be the El Nacho banner. The one if you play JP, it will introduce a city-ish map. So I'm gonna look forward on that chapter. I'm gonna review it as well on this channel. So tell us at home, what do you think of the Act 3, Chapter 2, Part 2, or the whole chapter in particular? If I'm gonna rate this, I'm not gonna rate this. I don't rate things because people will come after me if I rate things. So yeah, tell us at home, what do you think of this chapter? So I'm signing off now. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, everyone.